as the days unfold, we are nearing a time when much will change on Earth, and your lifestyles, your existence, the way in which you know things to be will be greatly changing. Anybody that hasn't checked out your TikTok yet, just let them know the name of your TikTok so they can come and check it out, because your TikTok is pretty incredible
Uh,
online.
my TikTok is Paul Miljus, and I make a lot of short form content, and then also my Instagram is the same as well,
Yeah,
Paul
yeah.
Miljus. So just with no spaces, just Paul Miljus.
Yeah, it's been pretty incredible to watch you in action online that nobody else is doing. And I just think it's pretty awesome. And if you guys want to check out Paul, I'm going to put his links in the description above after this video. And then also when it's up on YouTube, I'm going to pop the links down in the description box too. Yeah, you do your own thing, and it's very unique. It's very creative, and especially, you know, in the spiritual community, it's pretty awesome to see. And I just think that everybody should go and check it out. Even, you know, for me, I'm like, whoa, very unique, very different, and I love it. So, with you, Archangel Michael, when did you know he was even around?
Archangel Michael, I think right when I kind of first awakened, I was like, he was always the guy that you would just call in if you needed help with anything.
And the other thing he started doing, did he do this with you as well? And let me know in the comments if you guys have also experienced this, where he started to open up the channel of light in between the third eye through the two halves of your brain back to your pineal gland. So in the beginning, it felt like a little piece of there wasn't much there. It was like a little piece of dental floss. That's how much light was in I can hear him saying a comment of maybe not even that much. So he likes to tease, but he started working on this area, and I said, oh, my head, like, what are you doing in there? I knew he was in there. And he said, I'm trying to open up your channel for communication. So when they open that up, it stimulates those areas, it builds more light, and then you get a bigger light highway. I call it a light highway. And then the next thing you know, when they come in to converse with you, they just go right to that area to relay their light and their information for you. And it's a lot easier for you to pick up. Have you noticed that happen to you?
Yeah, well, when I first started like sensing them, I kept sensing something on the side of my head all the time.
Oh.
Like it was just like pulling me to the side, like when I was in meditation, or pulling me back. And a lot of times it was Archangel Michael, and like it kept like going like this, and I just kept feeling like this pressure and this like stinging kind of. And that's when I first came to a reading with you 5 years ago. And if you haven't gotten a reading with Kristin, I really strongly recommend. It really changed my life forever, and it was really awesome.
Yeah.
And even better, you know, taking your course afterwards, learning how to do this myself. That was, you know, a lifesaver, because you know, you can only go to a psychic medium or something for so long until you need to start, you know, doing it yourself. So I think that's important. They were kind of showing me where they were in the room. That's like why they were kind of moving my head. Okay, they're right over there.
Yeah.
That's the cool thing, you know, in your course, you talk about, you know, moving the hand across the angel cards. They help you move your hand, or, you know, move your head towards this side of the card deck
You
or
feel
something.
where they are in the room.
Yeah, it's just practicing, and you know, you just get better at it over time. That's the cool thing about it.
Well, and I think it's really important to showcase what's going on. I think in the spiritual community, there's a lot of fear-based mentality, and it automatically goes to, you know, jumping off the cliff. But when you had thousands of readings and you've had a lot of people come to you and you narrow it down, it's different than what you think it is. So in humanity, we go to like the worst case scenarios first sometimes. And I just bring in the lighter aspects and showcase and dive in as to what's really going on. And out of all of these readings, out of all of my experiences that I've ever had, is very few heavy or low vibrational experiences or reasons why something's happening. She's been feeling it at the base of her head where your pineal gland area is. Yeah, a lot lately. So yeah, they're definitely working on stimulating that area. I found that my internal sight or my clairvoyance really opened up and expanded when they would stimulate that area. It was almost like I was watching a little movie prompter. It was really cool. So you'll have to tell us if you notice more visuals coming in.
Yeah, and the cool thing is we all like come in with our certain strengths, and or just like the angels will stimulate whichever is your strongest probably at first. The cool thing about it.
And if you are noticing it too, they're going to go to the areas that you're noticing. One person told me it was her solar chakra, just located where the uterus region is. Well, with a woman, it's there. And so they were sending her signals through that chakra. It's what you notice, then they will come to that. Isn't that interesting? So Amy is noticing that she's having a lot of visions, that she's noticing words and visions. So there you have it. So it's already starting to happen. They often are telling me that the veil is thinning significantly right now. So, and I'm really noticing that online. Like people are really noticing that they're experiencing things that they haven't experienced before. And, you know, with the temples, ear chakras, they can also come in and stimulate those areas to open it up. They don't typically stimulate mine too much anymore because I'm already just receiving the information. So, you know, if you're getting ear ringing, if you're getting silence on the side of the head and it's very still, that stillness that takes out all of the noise around you is your guardian angel. They are extremely peaceful and still. So when their energy comes up next to your ear like that, you definitely have your angel there, and it is attempting communication with you. And the ear ringing, that can be a sign of opening your ear chakras. It can be a sign of them relaying communication and words to you, or it can also be a sign that you're taking in downloaded information. And where do they go? They go directly here, where they'll go right into the mind. Okay, how cool is that?
I notice it kind of like when they do it to me, it like itches kind of my ear. I'm like, ah.
Yeah, it can itch too, like itching, or it can stimulate your eardrum. And I've heard them say, "Oh, sorry," and then pull it out because I'm like, "It's too much." You just have to tell them it's too much. It's our human vessel, so we have to kind of express and explain what makes us feel comfortable too. With Archangel Michael, I thought you and I should channel some guidance from him, and then we're going to take some of your questions in the comments, and we're going to get this party started. So maybe what we'll do is I'll channel Archangel Michael first, if that's okay. He's coming through with like almost like an extra puffed up chest, like and he's belting out glorious day to you all. So glorious day to you all. Okay, these are changing and challenging times, and there are more changing and challenging times still yet to come. Trust your intuition, trust your internal guidance system, your knowing as to what path is best for you to take. As the days unfold, we are nearing a time when much will change on Earth, and your lifestyles, your existence, the way in which you know things to be will be greatly changing. Always know that you can reach out to hold my hand during these days ahead. Always know that there is a way. Always know that there is a path. that there is a better way or a way out or a path that will take you to a better place of feeling or a better place in general. So you're not stuck and you're not going to be in this position forever. Just reach out and take his hand. You can literally do that if you want. You guys don't know this, but if you literally wanted to during your private time, you can literally ask him to take your hand and you will feel it. There, it'll feel like a lot of energy pulsating through your hand and up your arm. But the thing is that when he says take his hand, what it means is call upon him and try reaching out and holding his hand.
Sometimes he'll put his hand on you too,
Oh,
like when
yeah.
you go out somewhere,
Mm-hmm.
and that really helps you like feel stable and grounded.
Yeah.
And it really,
and more courage and more confident. Sometimes he'll come out from right behind me and then he'll start conversing with me right next to my head if I'm having real problems in my day-to-day, which isn't too often, but so it's kind of surprising for me when it happens. But he's just kind of coaching or talking you through something, or letting you know and reassuring you that it's okay. But let me tell you this, it is the difference between walking and flying through life when you call upon him. He is magnificent. And that's an understatement. All right, so let's see what else he'd like to say. Courage will be needed. And stability, patience within as we embark upon these days ahead. And he wants us to know that a lot of what is happening on Earth right now needs to happen to showcase and show what's really going on here. To show the shadows, the contrast, the corruption. Follow your intuition. It will steer you, it will guide you accordingly. Do not delay. Many of us have been asleep for far too long, or we just kind of follow blindly behind these shallow leaders. Okay, and so he's dusting off his hands. And Paul, would you like to see if you can channel anything from Big Mike?
Nope, I'm leaving it. I'm just kidding.
He's like, oh my God, run!
So he's opening up with saying, you know, a lot of us are asking, why did I come here? Why did I come to this earth during this time? It's not a very fun time, you know, for a lot of people here. He says there's come to a point in Earth's history, as you could say, that it's kind of like a turnaround, or where the manipulation on the Earth has reached a pinnacle. And he's saying, why would you come to Earth at this time? Why would you come to this Earth during this pinnacle? And he knows that a lot of souls have come here during this time. There's a lot of souls here on Earth. There's a lot of people here on Earth at this time. A time for souls to grow here on Earth. For the highest amount of growth. Sometimes this contrast or manipulation or something needs to push these souls forward, push the growth of the human race forward. It's like a pressure on like a diamond, making a diamond, kind of like a lot of pressure. And something has to break. And this is the moment that we have chosen to come here on Earth. And it is indeed an exciting time, also a time that may not be so fun. But he's saying if you wanted to go and have an easy time, you probably wouldn't have incarnated here in the first place. So it is very difficult here on Earth. But he's saying all we can do is, you know, be in the moment, be in the moment as best you can, find that confidence within the moment, that peacefulness, and that's all you can really do at times. And having that bravery, that courage in the moment. Because if you stray to the future or doubt yourself of, how is it going to be, or how am I going to be, how am I going to do. He's talking about this is the time of self-love going forward on earth, and that it is very much needed through the many insecurities of the society that we've created, through all the manipulation, all the pressure. On the other side of it, he wants more people to love themselves truly, and he knows that takes the time, that takes lifetimes for many. But in the end, this is where we're leading to: is more oneness, more being. It may be a rocky path ahead to get there. And that's why we've come here at this time, not to be smooth sails all the time, to have contrast, to grow, to et cetera, et cetera. So, yeah, I feel like that's all he's saying.
Yeah, the contrast helps you because you can flail, you can get fear-based, you can get worked up. But ultimately, at the end of the day, there is another option, and that is going within and honing in on love, self-love, helping one another, helping family and friends, helping someone that you see in need, because we're all here together. And, sometimes others need help too. And at the same time, it's a lot of exposure of what's really going on here. I think in the past, things were hidden a lot more. And now you have people coming out on social media, through their TikTok videos, et cetera, et cetera. And it's interesting because, the country of Canada has banned anyone from seeing what's going on. It's been cut, just, I guess, similar to China. Obviously, we can still use the internet, but if I want to see what's going on, I have to go directly to the news sources on the internet to find out what's going on here in Canada. And people in the rest of the world aren't going to know at all what's going on in Canada, unless the interesting thing is where it's kind of backfired. So individuals have taken to TikTok and have become the distributors of news through their own filters, and the information is still getting out there, but I think there's just a lot more light and a lot more truth coming to the surface. I think it would be easier to be in alignment on more of a steady, regular basis if we were like a monk going off into a cave somewhere, right? But the reality is we're around friends and family members and, schools and jobs. So you have to implement moments of grounding your energy on a regular basis. And it's not about passively doing nothing and just, okay, I'm going to go ground myself in the car. I'm going to go sit in the car and have stillness. What it means is by bringing yourself into alignment and grounding your energy more often, you're allowing yourself to be in tune and a better feeling place, B, trusting and having faith. Having more of a positive outlook. And when you lift and raise your frequency and you're more positive, you can then tune into the frequency to channel it much more easily. And lastly, of most importance, whether you believe or otherwise, it's a great place to be when you're asking for help and you're just talking with your team, say in your car, and then you're bringing yourself into alignment. There are individuals at work trying to expose what's really going on in Maui. There were poor decisions being made that resulted in the outcome. There are individuals that would like to capitalize on this to further their gain, and he feels that this cannot happen. And for each of the landowners that lost everything, he's literally moving his heart out of his chest, and he says his heart is with you. And so is the rest of the world. We are all watching. We are all thinking about you a lot. He says, but we need to see the contrast in order to see what's really truly going on here. And he says that Maui is like playing a puzzle piece, or if you were to say a chess game, and we can see very clearly what's going on here. And there have been those who have more wealth stepping forward to assist, asking for others to donate, being somewhat out of touch as to what's really going on in the world. Donate if you can, help if you can. If it's not money, then your time and energy, you. And he would like the landowners to not give up and do not be swayed and to not back down, for that land is yours. And he's telling me and he's showing me how he is actively participating and working on an outcome that will be best for the landowners. And you know what I was thinking about this morning? There's an individual that I know really well living on Oahu, and she lives right on the ocean. And these big companies, they want the land right on the ocean. That's where the fire happened in Maui, didn't it? Right along the ocean.
Yeah.
And she's been battling these large companies for like years now. I think it's something like 10 years or something. And she's been going to court back and forth, and they still haven't taken her land, but they're coming for her. And all I hear Spirit say repeatedly is for her to hold steady and to keep battling. But like, it's causing her a lot of stress and, going to the doctor because of the stress of it all. But ultimately what it made me think was, yeah, what lengths will they go to remove the land from these owners? Do not be swayed. I am here by your side, each of your side. Call upon me should you wish. Ask me to help guide you and assist you should you wish. But he is centrally focused on what is going on there right now. And the feel of it through my body and what I'm seeing is he's ready to do battle. And I feel like potentially there could be a pretty big battle on our hands with this. Like if they think they're going to take the land away, or if they think that they're going to have their way, it's not going to work that way. It's not going to be easy, and it's going to showcase to the rest of the world what's really going on. And do not be swayed. So don't give up and don't sell off your land and don't back down. Now he says this is easier said, and over time, as you don't get any help financially, like $700, what a joke, total joke. It's like literally laughable. And then of course we have the celebrities stepping forward and assisting, so that's good for a time. But what happens year after year after year, down the road, it's not going to look as easy. So he's just continuously saying, do not be swayed. And he's talking about he is working on getting the financial backing for each of you to rebuild. And it will be like domino effect. The more houses that we get rebuilt, the better, because they'll have less of a grip of taking it from you. Any advice for selling my home? I don't wish to sell. It's either going to be a guidance of two. One, sell, let it go, or don't sell, and like a heaviness in the body. Okay.
I don't feel like she should sell this home.
That's exactly what I'm getting.
Well, it's kind of a loaded question. She was like, I don't want to sell. Well, if you don't want to sell, then don't sell.
But what does Spirit say about her?
I don't feel like
No.
It's a good time to sell.
No.
Can you elaborate on this? They're saying housing up, rent up, going up.
They keep going up. It's going up.
Even if there's a recession, I feel
it's going to keep going up.
It's going to keep going up. It might go down for a little while, but it's not going to go down too much.
Might stall out. Of course, it depends on where you live, but
there's only so many houses. There's only so many houses, so many apartment complexes, and there's a lot of immigrants that are pouring into
millions of immigrants.
North America, Canada, all kinds of places.
Everybody's flooding here.
And so there's just less and less. And if there is more conflicts around the world, like there's that chemical thing in Syria, there's going to be more conflicts like that, maybe in Africa or something, and there's going to be more immigrants that are going to be pouring in to different countries like Europe, and so I don't really see things. Only the demand's only going to go up for things like that. That's what I sense.
So here's the next thing I'm getting: do whatever it takes. So I don't know if renting a room in your home is possible. Find a way for your land to make money for you. Is there a way that you can do that? And if you can, get on it ASAP. Don't fall behind the payments and get going. Get crack-lacking. Make an agreement with the bank. Get renting a room. Get another job? No. So let us know in the comments what was just guided there. Okay, yeah. So is the rest of the world. What's debt? It's a man-made concept. Okay, and to think that we're gonna get out of this unscathed is a joke. You know, and it's interesting because the way that the angels look at debt is far different than how we see it. What would you like to say about that? Find a way to generate income through your land, through your home. It's going to take you getting adjusted to maybe having another person around or whatever the case may be. If you had more land, you could do more with the land, right? Like glamping, Airbnb, short-term rentals. But the feel of this is that there's just a smaller amount of smaller. So, okay, okay. So, how many rooms do you have? How many rooms can you rent out? Because I tell you, like you'll fill those rooms in a hot split second. Okay, all right. She's just thanking us, but you're not to sell. Do whatever it takes. All right. Okay, Amy is currently attending court at the applicant as my son wants fairness between mom and dad. So to obtain 50-50 parenting. I go to court on Tuesday. Any messages regarding this upcoming court date? Are things going to be okay? That's a long question. You're loading it up there. I'm going to try to read as much as I can. Yeah, my turn. Oh boy. Oh yes. You're having your car tires punctured by a knife before court starts. How lovely. Thoughts. Do not back down. Do not delay. You have to address this and face it head on. So I don't know if you were doing more of the passive aggressive route where you were trying to play nicey, but we're not doing nicey anymore. I get your ex. There's some heaviness there.
Yeah, I feel like this is up to be determined. Like they don't know for sure what's going to happen next.
Because there's the free will of many involved, including the judge. But one thing that they're saying here is that they feel that it will be made very clear to the judge what's going on here. The judge can, whichever judge you have, and to me it feels like a male judge, he's going to be very intuitive and aware, and he's going to pick up and sense what's really going on here. And he's going to sense your authenticity, and I feel it's going to go in your favor. But playing any nice guy card anymore, no. You got to face things directly, be assertive, deal with it immediately, and don't back down. In a lot of ways, this is good for you because it's forcing you to stand your ground and hold your ground. So that's what this is teaching you.
Yeah, I don't sense the angels have fear, like you were saying, they don't really have fear or anything, but they do sometimes have that sense of urgency, or you feel that fire within you, so that just to help you, stand up for yourself, or
Joanne would like to know what else should she be focusing on other than her business? And is she supposed to move out of Florida?
I'd move out of
Not,
Florida if I were you. I don't like the energy in Florida.
I don't know. Do you like being open and vibrant? Your chakras open? Do you like drinking great water and lots of healthy fruits and vegetables?
Yeah, you go to the grocery store in Florida. There's not many options for like fruits and vegetables. It's like nothing compared to other places.
I can't even shower there without my skin getting severely irritated. So maybe I'm a little too sensitive, but I'm sure I can't be the only one. I can't drink it. I can't shower in it. And
So
I find it very stagnant.
I don't feel like she's gonna leave Florida. That's the feeling.
No, I don't either.
So yeah,
Because there's no movement.
yeah.
There's no movement of energy. Anything else we want to say about that? It's just not important to focus on it, your business right now.
Yeah.
And I feel like this is like a standstill or like stagnancy. Not much is happening, not much movement, but it's not important to focus there right now. And as far as her moving out of Florida, the question back to you is, will you take action steps to relocate? Will you start researching and finding answers as to where you should go, who's going to assist you and help you, getting the financial means together to do
It's
it?
also a
Will you
matter of
steps?
the energy of the person shifting as well.
Mm-hmm.
So that's usually the main thing that pushes people out of certain places.
Mm-hmm.
I noticed people, they can talk about, like, I have my other people in my family, they're like, oh, they talk about moving other places out of Alabama and some of my friends and stuff, but it's all talk. Their energy is still the same as there, and then if their energy starts to shift, then they have a yearning to go somewhere else. So if you're feeling that yearning to go somewhere else, and if you start to feel your energy starts to shift, and you even ask the angels to even start shifting your energy some, if you want to go somewhere
that would
else.
be the best thing to do. Ask the angels to help shift your energy. You got that bang on. Yeah. My mom's like this. Oh, I'm going to go and look at new houses. I'm going to move. So I go to 25 different houses with her. Did she pick a house? No. Did she move? No. Where is she now? At home, sitting by herself. Still very, very much stagnant. Has had a lot of Arcturian lifetimes. Difficult here on Earth for her. It has been the entire time that I've known her. And as far as energy movement, she's okay with just sitting and not doing much. And that's where the energy is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and a lot of people, they don't listen to where they're being led to, or their intuition. They're like, oh, Florida or something, or Georgia or something sounds like a good place to go, and then they go there and then they don't feel good. So it's always good to just check things, go and check, feel the energy out yourself, because
I'm a big, you know me. If you're thinking about a job, don't go taking all the education right away. Are you kidding me? Go and do on-the-job training. Go sit with the dental hygienist. Go sit with the taxi driver. Go sit with those people doing the job and look at it and see, can you really see yourself doing it day in and day out? And look at how many hours they put in and what they have to deal with. Go for a ride along with the police officer before you go take all the education needed to become a police officer.
Yeah.
If you're thinking about moving, go and explore different locations to see what the I'm so heated with this. That's I am. And like, if you want to go check out the food, the people, the water, the land mass, look at what people are earning. Are they happy there? Go and ask people on the street, are you happy living here? And like, how long have you been here? And maybe ask people of your own age group, possibly. I don't know. But what I'm saying is, yeah, I would absolutely be concerned about the storms in Florida. I mean, we had a hurricane. When me and my friend went down to Florida and I was having all my teeth taken out, there was a hurricane coming in. I'm like, this better not be bad. And at one point, we had to drive to the tail end of the hurricane, and people were flip their cars on the highway and in Tampa. What a wild ride that was driving. I mean, I must have seen about 8 people in the ditch or in car accidents every time I left the house. every single time. I've never seen anything like it. Okay, so you've been focused on your business for 3 years straight now. Should you get a job? Here it is, Joanne. And I'm going to narrow it down for you because I know what this is like. When you look to the angels and you get this stagnant, almost like it's just, there's not much movement here. So let's narrow it down. We're asking you, we are guiding you to please hold steady, be patient, and essentially hang in there until we guide you accordingly. Is it best for her? Please do not worry. We've got this, meaning we've got this together. You and them as a team, we got this. So is it best for her to get a job? Only unless you would like to, out of enjoyment only. So if you find something enjoyable, then go get the job. But I'm not getting you should get a job. They want you to hold steady. There's something else around the corner here. There has to be. There's something else here in the works. I'm getting just after March. They know that that's quite a long time for you to wait. They're telling you this because they want you to let go and let God. So what does that mean when they say that? I remember thinking, huh? They want you to let go and allow them to help steer your ship, your life, okay? And if you want to get a job, get one out of enjoyment only. And until they steer you on the next path, the next step, okay? Which is going to be just after March of next year.
Yeah, sometimes the best way to do something is to let them steer the ship for a while and you take a step back. And then when the opportunity presents itself, once things come into alignment and divine timing takes place, then that's when you take your opportunity to take action or things like that.
Well, what do we do as humans? I'm no different.
Indigos always put the cart before the horse. Like, oh my God, I gotta do it now.
Yeah. If anything, I'm not gonna hang back. I take action steps right away. Okay. Can you make it until March? That's the question, Joanne. Clearly, they think you can, or they're going to bring something else in to tie you over until March. Maybe somebody's going to gift you something or give you something, or something's going to happen. Financially, can she hold until March? She thinks that she can't. We see that she can. You're going to bring something else in for her so that she can tie herself through. Budgeting is going to be big for you. They're telling me. Okay, we're not going out and doing lavish spending as I'm sure you do. I know you take care of things. You've got to tie it over until then. If you need to get a part-time job, so be it. Just make sure that you get something that you enjoy. But I get a strong pullback sensation in my body that they would prefer that you didn't. But if you want to, or if you think you need to, then you can. Is there any other way that money is going to flow in? We're working on it. Okay, so get real clear, Joanne, about what you need. Write it down on a piece of paper, and then they'll read it. But they're telling me that you've already made things pretty clear. That's what they're telling me, Joanne. You do write everything down. So they've already read it, and they know. They've told me that. There's a lot of energy that impacts and affects us here on Earth, and Archangel Michael's talking about it ramping up in the future and becoming even more intensive for those of us that are ready. For those of us who are unawake and unaware of any of this going on, it may come out as, for many it will, for some it may. So it depends on our free will, but a lot of us, it'll come out as acting up, acting out, road rage, getting together and hitting the streets together, running amok. Yeah. Any last words that would like to come through? Enjoy these days, or this form of normalcy that you know it to be. because it will be changing. And it's going to be changing shortly. And we're also going to see things transpire on Earth that we did not think would happen. The Maui fires is one of them, but there's still more yet to come. This is all taking place to showcase and unveil what is truly going on in the world. Do not allow others to influence you or drop your frequency in a, okay, so influence you in a negative way or drop your frequency. It's important to hold steady and hold the light and keep walking forward. Thank you, dear ones. This is Archangel Michael. So I have 3 classes coming up, 2 of them in September. September 23rd, the origins of your soul. Okay, so what are the origins of your soul? And learning more about your higher self, your superconscious state of mind, your soul, going into more detail and more depth. Meeting your spirit guides, okay, and going into more depth about your spirit guides coming up on September 30th. And then there's a cool new class that I've just popped up. It's going to be with me and Eric from Channeling Eric. And we are going to be tuning in and tapping into the energies that are in your home. The ones that are there. Okay, we might call them ghosts if we think that they're stuck or staying there, or the energies that are coming and going from your home. And Eric is going to be helping teach that class on October 28th. All right, you guys, have a wonderful weekend, and we will post our links and check them out. Bye, everyone. Thanks, Paul, for joining me.
Thanks for having me. Bye, everyone.